Dunedin and the picturesque University Oval, it is their honour to open another international cricketing summer, and those early blue skies suggest they've done the first part very well. This is New Zealand hosting the West Indies, the first test of two in the National Bank Series. Good morning everyone, this is two very proud cricketing nations going at it, and they're at the bottom of the pile. They're not happy about that situation. In the next fortnight, they've got an opportunity to do something about it. It's a landmark test match. This is a review system involving the umpires as well. We'll talk more about that later. But at the moment, we're half an hour away from the first ball, which means it's time for the toss. Here's Mark Richardson.
Cheers, Smithy. Yes, let's get the first act of this summer of cricket underway. And first of all, welcome back to New Zealand, Javagal Shena, the ICC match official, and Christopher Gale. Nice to have you here. Daniel Vittori, you've got the coin. Let's get this show moving.
Heads is the call. That's tails. That's you. Thanks, mate.
Daniel won the toss, and you're going to have a bat.
Yeah, I think over-air conditions probably dictate a lot of what goes on around here, so we're hoping while the sun shines we can make the most of it, and we feel that the wicket tends to get a lot lower and slower as it goes on, so hopefully we come into play with the ball later on.
So yes, New Zealand are batting first. We've got McIntosh and Howe at the crease. For Tim McIntosh, it's a hugely important start to a test career. It looks like he's got a pretty good batting surface to begin on. Nervous times though, he wants to get that first run against his name. Time to head upstairs to the commentary box. Bird's eye view this morning. Simon Doull is up there with the globe-trotting Grant Nisbet.
Yes, thank you, Smithy. Good afternoon, everyone. And a quick look at the two teams lining up in this particular match. Jeetan Patel, 12th man for New Zealand after Daniel Vittori won the toss. Kyle Mills in with Jacob Oram not fit for this game. So that is the New Zealand lineup. And the West Indies to be captained by Chris Gale, and they're in the field first up. Well, Simon Doull has joined me, and Dooley, this should be a very interesting first couple of hours.
Yes, should be a very interesting first half an hour, 40 minutes, I think, Nisbo. Hello and good morning to, or good afternoon, sorry, to all. Looking forward to this. Tim McIntosh taking strike on debut. Whether he lost the toss or whether it was just one of those times that Jamie Howe says, no, it's my turn to stand at the non-striker's end.
Right, so the two-match series about to get underway. Taylor to open the bowling.
There's Jerome Taylor, the leader of the West Indies attack, really. One of the few involved here that's been around a little while. A couple of injury concerns when he was last in New Zealand. Tore a hamstring in the first game of the tour.
So Darren Powell it will be, who will take the new ball. He'll be bowling into a southerly wind, or I guess a breeze more than a wind, on a beautiful afternoon here at the University Oval in Dunedin. There are his career figures. An average, well, frankly, he'll be looking to improve on that.
Yeah, not bad if you're a batsman, not so good if you're a bowler. 47. Again, sort of not, just hasn't really picked up the wickets cheaply enough. 73 wickets at 47. And looking to improve as a complete bowling unit.
First runs of the test match as he over pitches, and Jamie Howe has turned it nicely away through square leg, and the New Zealand innings is underway. Again over tossing, same result. Full toss, this time through mid-wicket, and two boundaries in the over as New Zealand move up to 8 without loss. Oh, he's got him, I think. Yes, it's been picked up. And that's a nice catch, and Jamie Howe is on his way. He was rather stretching for that one, and it left in the air, and the catch has been taken.
Yes, Shivnarine Chanderpaul. That point, it was full. It just wasn't, just didn't quite get to the pitch of it. By the looks of it, Jamie Howe was a little wider, headed on the up. You just see the outside half of the bat. See there, looking to hit it straighter. The ball just moved a little bit. You've got the outside half of the bat. Jamie Howe on his way for 10. Oh, it's 10 for 1.
That's a good one, angling across the left-hander.
Good pace too, good pace, 142 Ks. Good delivery first up to Daniel Flynn.
Now the battle resumes. McIntosh still looking for his first test run. And he's being worked over a little bit here. This is good bowling. The pressure is on.
Very positive again. That'll go away for 4. That's a superb off drive by Flynn. Well, he's come out there and he's been extremely positive in his approach. Finishes off the over. 22 for 1.
Well, that's magnificent. Extension of that front right foot for him, getting out towards the pitch of the ball. Just look how far he gets out, and then he plays the ball along that line through wide extra cover. But still, even then, it's not a flamboyant shot. It's not an expansive follow through. Always in control, you feel. And Daniel Flynn looking very promising at this point.
Just over his head, and it's gone away for 4. Well, Edwards will feel unfortunate. There was an edge, but he went hard at it and gets his first run in Test cricket after 36 deliveries, or is it 38? In fact, it's 38.
Huge sigh of relief here for the McIntosh clan, I'm sure. It wasn't the best shot. It was a little expansive, but I guess his patience has just run out. He saw some width to go at, and that flew. That was the successful part of it from Tim McIntosh's bat. It really went quickly.
Well, that's nicely played. He's timed that well. He's got it 4 to square, and he's picked up a boundary. Looking a little more confident now on the pull than he did earlier. Oh, lovely shot. All along the ground, just forward of square, and another boundary, second in the over for McIntosh, and New Zealand up at the end of the over to 42 for 1. Change of line. What a lovely shot. Change of line from the bowler, and a lovely on drive from Daniel Flynn. Oh, he's lucky. He's very lucky. Could easily have dragged that back onto the off stump. Just no use of the feet at all. Just threw the bat at it. It brings up the New Zealand 50.
And after a little bit of width again. To be so careful, you've got to wait so long on the surface right now. It's a slower surface. If you go too hard, this sort of thing can occur. Got away with it though. You need a little bit of luck.
Edge and just short, and through it goes down to the boundary for 4 runs, but a false shot from Flynn. That's a more controlled stroke. He caught the outside edge a wee bit and has eluded the gully, and another boundary. So Edwards goes for another 4. Yes, he is expensive, but he does create opportunities. Nicely tucked away, and that 1 run will bring up the 50 partnership between the 2 left-handers as the over comes to an end. Quite an expensive one. That's 60 for 1.
In the air and over the top. He just got a late sighting of that. Gee whiz, I thought for a second that's Darren Powell. I think he thought that was going straight down his throat.
Just a chip shot, wasn't it? Was it a slower ball again? I believe it was the off spinner again, and Flynn was through the shot.
Oh, and more good fortune here for Flynn. He's going to get a boundary down to a fairly shortish fine leg, but he can stand in the pitch, mid-pitch, Jerome Taylor, and he can be slightly miffed about the last 2 deliveries where he's had the better of Flynn, and it's cost him 6 runs.
Seamer.
That's beautifully played. He waited and played it under his eyes, Daniel Flynn. He'll get 4 for it behind point.
Glorious. Beautifully put away. It's a half volley, okay. But he's still got to put it away, and he does that extremely well, McIntosh.
Well, this is classic McIntosh. You poke and you'll prod and you'll look a bit ugly from time to time, and then whammo, all of a sudden something like that comes out. That's his best stroke of the day. It's absolutely faultless.
Gale continues. He had one over before lunch. Stops back after the break and really caused him no problems. And for Daniel Flynn, that's an important milestone. He scored 49 twice before in Test matches and then got out. Now he's past that foreboding figure and moved on to his first half century in Test cricket.
Catch him!
Just over the top. Is he going to take the catch? He does. So that's a wicket wasted. Chris Gale takes the wicket. Lack of patience from a batsman that we understand thrives on patience. Tried to clear mid-on. Good catch by Baker running back. And the West Indies have picked up their second wicket.
Wow, what's happened here? Exactly what I'd been talking about, that I didn't think would happen, especially not from Tim McIntosh. Decided he'd had enough, decided he wanted to go over the top, and got it awfully wrong. It's a dreadful demise, and he'll be very upset with himself. He'd worked so hard through to 34, 97 for 2.
But he's got it away. Very, very fine indeed. Comes off the pad and signal leg byes. And carries New Zealand past 100. They're 102 for 2.
Oh, he's played that beautifully. He's got it away back for the point. He's just a little bit on the short side. He's got such a good eye.
Yeah, he's got fast hands as well. That's one of the secrets. You think you've got it ball past him and all of a sudden he middles it behind point. Good eye, fast hands, all the shots, but every now and then he just defends a little bit too square on the onside, and that opens him up for that LBW decision, and that's why the West Indies are trying to bowl as straight as they can to him early in his innings.
He's played that nicely too, and that's on its way to the boundary as well. So consecutive boundaries from Ross Taylor, and he's quickly gone into double figures.
If they bowl poorly to him, he'll cut them. He's found it pretty tough at Test level so far, Ross Taylor. He hasn't got too many freebies, but he's got a couple in this over, and he's so good at putting them away. That one was drifting down leg side. It was a free hit. He didn't miss out.
He's gone after that. That's nicely played again. He's just chopped it away slightly forward a point, and he certainly has been able to put away the bad ones today.
Well, if they can get Flynn, Taylor and Jesse Ryder up and running, New Zealand are going to have one of the most exciting top orders in the next few years, or middle orders you can imagine, because they can all play flamboyant shots, and they're so exciting. They play so late, their hands are so fast. I mean, that just is a fantastic shot. I mean, that's a Caribbean shot. Yeah, Ross Taylor's battling. I mean, he's scored quite quickly, but you can see even from that defensive shot there, it didn't go where he wanted it to. It hit the inside half of the bat.
Oh, that's a beautiful shot. That's Ross Taylor. He can play a rough one, but when he plays a good one, it is beautiful.
If he backs himself to be as good an offside player as he thinks he's an onside player, Ross Taylor is going to be world class. It was a slightly slower delivery. You can see there the seam was scrambled, but Taylor waited for it. That was the key. And when he hits through the covers, he's as good as anybody. He's got to back himself to do that a lot more often.
Oh, and he's gone for it. He's hit it straight up in the air, and he's got to be caught, and he is. So Gale's done it again, and Taylor has brought about his own demise.
Well, Ross Taylor will be absolutely fuming with himself here, and Chris Gale has been gifted another wicket, and just at a time when New Zealand will look at a cement build from there. He's tried to fetch this from very wide of off stump. It's not turning today. It's the first day of a Test match, and he's not a big spinner, and Ross Taylor knows as soon as he makes contact, he's in big trouble. Marshall takes the catch very comfortably indeed. And Taylor, he will be livid. And he might not be the only one. It's 128 for 3.
Yeah, nice shot. Yeah, waited for it, hit it late, clipped it away for 4.
Just a little short. What he's looking for here is width. And Flynn, he gets it.
And Ryder gets it past them.
That's a good shot. Short, wide, and put away from Jesse Ryder.
And he drives well. What a lovely stroke for 4 from Flynn. What a shot.
There is less than 3 or 4 metres gap there. Just a terrific shot, Jesse Ryder. Such power.
Brings up the 150 for New Zealand. Gee, that's hit well, because there's no real pace from the bowler. There's no real pace in this wicket. That's just timing and strength and positioning. Gee, that's a solid stroke.
Oh, beautiful timing. He really didn't look as though he hit that hard at all. It was all about timing. He's eased it away down through long on for 4. Oh, that's beautifully timed. That was just so effortless from Daniel Flynn. He just rocked back. And there's a yawning gap out on the leg side. And that's 4 runs.
Now, is he going to refer? Is he going to? Yes, Gail has asked. Gail has asked, and we have our first referral. A referral. Gail, the captain, big appeal for leg before. Batsman forward. It goes up now to Rudy Kurtzen for him to have a look and for him then to advise the standing umpire what he has seen. Gail made the signal. Umpire turned it down.
Well, and here we go. He's turned it down, and here is the situation. We'll get a number of replays here for Rudy Kurtzen to adjudicate on. First of all, he has to assess where the ball pitched, and it pitched okay. Was he playing a shot? Yes, he was. He also has to look at the height. Would the ball have gone on to hit? I'd say yes, it did. So all of these taking into account here. What did it hit? Did they hit bat or pad first? Because there were 2 sounds. Pad first, maybe onto the face of the bat. The question is, was he hit in line playing a shot? Was he hit in line playing a shot? Was it going on to hit? Hawkeye says hit on off stump. This could be very interesting. Hit inside the zone. Hit inside the zone. So Rudy Kurtzen has a chance to look at all the information. He's been hit inside the zone. The ball is going on to hit in terms of stump height.
Looking once more. Gail round the wicket. Big appeal. Not outside the umpire. Gail asked for the referral.
Oh, I think this is dangerous for Daniel Flynn. He's wanting to look at the height now to confirm it's not going over the top, which means he's probably happy with the line. This is interesting. He wants to see how far out it was, and was it going on to hit? Well, that trajectory says yes, it was. From the 4, just outside the 4 metre mark to the 2 metre mark, the ball is on that trajectory, is still going on to hit the stumps. These are the things that Rudy Kurtzen is making up his mind about now, and it's very interesting indeed. This is the first ever referral in New Zealand Test history in this country. Here's the decision being relayed, and it will be made.
All the information goes back to the standing umpire. He will make the decision whether yea or nay. He said yea, nay already. Now, if the information to him says that I think you should change it, he's given him out. Well done, Chris Gale's third wicket, and Daniel Flynn has been dismissed short of 100. The referral by Chris Gale, it was a very confident appeal. Umpire Sahiba said not out originally. The referral went back to Rudy Kurtzin. He got the information which you've just seen, and he passed it on to the umpire. The standing umpire cancelled his not out decision and raised the finger.
Well, that's the way the game's going to go, folks. There'll be lots of talk about it. Daniel Flynn's been denied 100. He's gone for 95. It's been a brilliant knock. It's 189 for 4. And that is the signal of changing your decision on the field. Cross arms and then the finger going up. It's going to be 4 for Jesse Ryder as he eases it down towards third man. But this will be talked about, Tony, a lot over the next 24 hours. It'll be in some papers, it'll be on the news, because this is so fresh and so new for New Zealand viewers, I'm sure too for the Caribbean viewers. Here's the predicted path from Hawkeye. It's hit him on the line of off stump. It says going on to hit halfway up middle. Way down.
Just past the keeper. Comes off the pad. And that will be signal leg byes. So raises it to 100 for New Zealand.
Goes after it, plays a lovely stroke, and that's 50 for Jesse Ryder.
Oh, good shot. Just 2 men on the onside, and it's too short at that pace from Lionel Baker. Oh, Jesse Ryder picks up a very good 50. 2 umpires getting together, discussing the light once again.
You would imagine that if they go, they won't be back, because I don't think this light's going to improve today. So they are heading for the pavilion, and the light has been decided by the umpires the light is not good enough, and that might be it for the day. We'll have to wait and see though. So off they go at 2:26 for 4 in the 74th over of the day's play, and Jesse Ryder is on 54. Brendon McCullum is on 4, and it's been a very interesting first day up till now, Dooley.
Yeah, it has. It's been a good day's cricket. Black Caps will be happy enough with the position they're in, but it could have been better. Could have been a lot better on what appears to be a fairly good batting surface at the moment. It'll only probably get a little lower and a little slower. So batting won't be particularly easy on days late on day 3 and days 4 and 5.
So pretty much even Stevens at the end of day 1, a day curtailed by bad light, with still 16.4 overs to be bowled. McIntosh 34, he'd be pretty pleased with his debut performance. It wasn't vintage, but he showed some stickability, and that's what the selectors are after. Jamie Howard did not, and he'll be very disappointed on a good batting pitch that he missed out completely. Ross Taylor was, well, really aggressive, you'd have to say, in a weird kind of mood, it seemed, when he was just trying to punish everybody, and in the end he tried to punish Gale from outside off stump, and of course he succumbed. Daniel Flynn was the innings of the day. It'll be the talking point too of the day. That's his dismissal, because it made history here in Dunedin. The first time anyone has been given out to courtesy of that kind of technology and the referral system. So he went for 95 quite sadly, and at the close Jesse Ryder looked in very good touch on 54, and Brendon McCullum, the local boy, had just come to the crease when bad light stopped play. 2:26 then for 4. Best of the bowlers, probably Jerome Taylor, although it doesn't say so in the wicket column. None for 32 for him. 1 for 33 for Darren Powell. None for 46 from Fidel Edwards. He was a wee bit loose and let his captain down a wee bit. He'll have to improve on that tomorrow. Baker, the debutant from Montserrat, none for 61 from 17. Gale, the bonus. He didn't turn a ball all day, but he picked up 3 wickets for 42. And just the 1 over from the other debutant, Brendan Nash. So that's the situation. A day where neither captain will hop on the bus going home saying we own it, but they're both very much in it when play starts tomorrow morning at a slightly earlier time.